In this episode of Food Service Worker, I messed up on that, but I'm going to roll with that anyways. Nevertheless, in this episode of Food Service Worker, we're going to be talking about Jersey Mike's. This is now week 2, end of the 3rd day. So, and of my training as a grill cook. So it also, ironically, was payday. So payday. Get your paycheck on. Get your paper. You'll get to see that in just a few. How much money I made for 2 weeks of pay, and then you'll see if you want to work here or not. All right. So, anyways, real quick, we got to give the new people who are new to the channel. Obviously, may or may not be new to this. You may not be new to this channel. So if you aren't, we'll treat you as a new viewer. So I'll give you a little bit of a rundown about me. Even though I have a YouTube video that talks about my path to where I've gotten to. So I started out at the bottom of the barrel when I was younger, rolling silverware, and then finally I was able to move on, to do like dishes and stuff like that. Then I got to be able to handle food, got certified in food handling, a manager's certificate in food handling and all that stuff. And then I got into supervising roles in high, pretty much, I guess you could say high level, almost. Nothing real super high, but you have to have, like, I think it's a level 2 clearance, which is being able to pass a background check working in certain areas of the sector. So I worked in county jails as a food service supervisor. I also worked in Department of Corrections as a food service supervisor, watching inmates prepare food, serve food to other inmates and stuff like that, and get food ready for other inmates for the whole facility, and did my daily logs and all that stuff for the bosses and stuff like that. And then I worked in a child's daycare as a cook and stuff. So I worked with children, around children, I guess you could say, not with children, but worked around children, making food for them in a daycare for everything for babies all the way up to VPK. And then, now this is Jersey Mike's episode now. So we're going to talk about week number 2 and day 3 of a grill cook at Jersey Mike's. So also got my paycheck. I was wondering where my pay money is. I'm like, my pocket's feeling pretty light, and everybody else is walking around with their paper, right? I'm like, I know everybody got paper, I'm wondering where's my check at. Even my boss didn't even tell me that my paycheck was probably up front. They didn't tell me nothing of where my money was. I figured I was going to get a direct deposit or something, but then I was like, I don't remember filling out direct deposit papers or nothing like that. So confused where my money is, She didn't even bother telling me my check would be in the front. Very nice to let me know where my paycheck was. So completely upsetting because I'm ticked. Okay, everybody else has got their paycheck, but nobody tells me where my money is for my work. Okay, so I'm a little escalated there, elevated there, whatever you want to call it, a little irate that nobody wanted to fill me in. And it's when I see my paycheck and you hear my paycheck, it punches me right in the face that you want me to work for you as a company, right? And this is the reason why this is the reason why they hire, unfortunately, people who work less for them, because today that's what they want. They don't feel like you should get to pay high pay rate, high pay money that you should get, because they want to probably be able to see what you can do before they make you that pay. However, I mean, my papers, not that they care, right? They don't care about what my papers have and none of this training that I have, okay? And then when you want me to do your speed, and I'm seeing a paycheck like that type of paycheck, I'm just going to tell you now, does not motivate me. If it motivates somebody else that wants to come in and do this labor for that type of money, more power to you. I don't know how anybody is going to live on that type of money. That right there is ridiculous. I mean, it's not too bad for 20 hours, okay? But for what I was making in the Department of Corrections, being a supervisor, okay, doing nothing but barking orders at inmates, telling them what to do, right? How much food to put on a tray, and tell them to do dishes and do this, clean the floor. I was making $19 an hour, okay? Just barking orders at inmates. Did it make me feel good? No. I don't like to bully people. I just want people to listen, you know? But $19 an hour, you know, overtime and like crazy. I mean, I'm just banking it with Department of Corrections. The amount of money I was making in there, it was not the easiest job to do because you had inmates that were defiant. They didn't want to listen to you, want to threaten you, and stuff like that. So it got a little intimidating, but the money was good. This right here, for the amount of BS that you deal with, I'll tell you right now, I'm glad I don't work for them no more. Because obviously, these videos are live because I don't work for them no more. This right here, I don't know how anybody who has a family is supposed to live on that. So I'll show you what my paycheck was, okay? And then we'll go ahead and talk about what the day was like for me, okay? So I'm gonna try to cover up some of the stuff because none of this is being edited or any of that stuff. So my paycheck was $295.79, and my wife is gonna keep every dime of that. So I'm gonna get this check out of there. I'm gonna try to cover up some of this stuff right here so you can kind of see. There you go. You might be able to see that right here, right? $295.79 what my paycheck was, okay? That's what my paycheck was from Jersey Mike's, okay? So basically, what it has on here, let me just make sure I ain't got nothing on here that's going to expose me or dox me. So this is my information right there, okay? That's what they took out of my account for how much money they took out right there. So go ahead and pause that. I'm being paid $14.50 an hour, okay? And that's what the taxes were that were paid, taken out of my check. I worked 20 hours, okay, in 2 weeks. 20 hours in 2 weeks, and that's what I made. People, some say, well, that's good money. I'm not really complaining so much. It's just more of this paycheck, by the way, is for my wife. I'm going to give this one to the wife to have. I work at another company. I'm just going to keep the money from my other company I work for. That's the way it rolls. This is just plain money right here for my wife to have. So anyways, let's throw that over there. Okay, so that right there is a slap in the face for anybody who is trying to make ends meet in today's day and age. This is September 18, 2024. And be making $14.50 an hour is amazing for some people. I mean, that's not bad money for children, okay? If you're like 18 years old, 19 years old, you still live with mommy and daddy, and you don't have bills to pay, you know, a whole lot of bills, you know, that might not be too bad. It might be not too bad of a bad start for somebody who's getting into the food industry for the first time at that money. In fact, you know, ironically, when I worked at Popeyes, I was only making $8.25 an hour, I think is what I was making as a cook by myself. Okay, having to do everything: flour, batter, flatter, putting chicken into a fryer. We had 2 meat, you know. So I already talked about. I think I talked about that maybe at Popeyes. Maybe I didn't. I try to leave companies' names out of it, but you know, when I first started out with actually as a cook part, I was making I think $8.25 an hour, and I was like part time. And I don't know how many hours a week I was making, but it was not good money at all. But it's not too bad for youngsters who are just getting in. If you're wanting to make a career in food service, it's not too bad. But if you were an adult who's trying to pay your bills and paying a car payment, like that check right there wouldn't even cover my car payment for the month. Okay, so unless I'm getting 40 hours a week at that pay, maybe. Okay, but I'm still going to need 2 jobs to be making ends meet right there, because if I got a car payment and I got a rent to pay or a mortgage to pay, car insurance to pay, cable bill, phone service, utility bills, all that stuff in there. I mean, let's do the math on this, right? My rent for my place is $16.50 a month, right? $16.50 a month. My car insurance, my car payment every month is $317.73, right? My utilities, I don't even know. We'll just say like maybe I pay like the lowest maybe 100 because I don't really do the whole bills. I just give the wife the money. She does the financing stuff. But bills I pay, or what I'm telling you I pay, right? So we'll just say that the rent is $1,650 and my car payment for my car is $317.73. I pay about $100 a month for my internet because I have to have the best internet speeds and I'm on a contract, right? And I got my cell phone bill that's due every month. That's $25.54 a month. And then I forgot what my car insurance is. I think it's around like $100 something a month on that. And then whatever my wife has to throw in for the utility bills, the water bill, and whatever else, gas, food. You got to put food on the table. And I'm only making this, so you have to make cut corners and stuff. So you almost need 2 jobs. Like I already have 2 jobs. I do ankle monitor installs, and I do dabbles with food service and stuff. Hop around, get YouTube videos, train people like you all what you could expect, what's the secret stuff, and all this stuff, and da da da. So anyways, I got that rant out of there. Hope y'all enjoyed that rant there. Now let's talk about what my end of day 3 was like. Too many Indians, too many Chiefs, not enough Indians. I had so many people for these last 2 weeks trying to tell me to do it this way, do it that way. Nope, do it that way, this way, that way. No way. You do it this way, this way. Boss wants it done this way. Corporate wants it done this way. I'm like, pick one, bud. Pick one. Because you know what? This is the way you gotta look at it. Reality though. The one people I'm not gonna listen to is my co-workers. It'll go in one ear and out the other, and I'm gonna give it to them. Okay, I'm gonna give it back to them, and I'm not really gonna listen to them. It's just the way it is. I've been doing food service way too long than they have. These kids are youngsters. They think that because they've been working for Jersey Mike's for a long time, they know about food service. Okay, well, I've been watching you kids. Okay, I watch you more than you think. I play stupid a lot. And I do this for a reason, okay? I do this stuff for a reason. And I'm really good at it, being stupid. So I like to see how people do this stuff. And I see a lot of failures in these companies. A lot of stuff that's just not good, okay? Like, it's none of my business, but it's just like, this is the reason why I like to see what's going on behind the closed doors of a business and how it operates, and what the actual management has no idea what's going on when they're not there. You know what I mean? So, fortunately, and I also like to see how the food's being handled, because this gives a big insight to places that, it happens all over the place. You have people who don't care, unfortunately, about how they're handling your food. So, when you're grabbing stuff and you're putting it here, you're putting it there, and you're touching, stuff with bloody chicken, bloody, beef, and then you're touching something else, you're touching a spatula with a bloody glove, you're putting stuff everywhere, man. You're touching raw chicken like they have, you're touching the spatula with that dirty glove, you're not changing your gloves out, you're keeping the same gloves on, you're touching surfaces you shouldn't be touching, you're touching this, you're touching that. It's food safety, man. There's a reason why I have a food safety handler paper. I'm gonna see if I can find my paper. Stay right there, don't go nowhere. I know it's gonna be a long one here. Okay? I found my paper. I know it's over here somewhere. Oh. Alright, so the paper right here is a copy of my paper right here. This is my copy right here, Serve Safe right there. Okay? This right here. Let's see if I can. It's so small down here, and it's black and white, so you can't really see it too well. But anyways, try to show you that right there. Okay? So that right there is a Serve Safe Food Protection Manager Certification Examination. Okay, that is my name right there. Food Safe, Serve Safe Certificate with my name on it. Okay, and then obviously my numbers are on there too. If people want to look it up, you could look it up. Go ahead and look it up. Go ahead and look it up. Look those numbers up on Serve Safe website if you want to. Okay, these are publicly available if you want to look them up. Okay, happy birthday, look them up. All right. So, anyways, I have that stuff, and also my food handler and stuff. I take this stuff very serious. Okay. Anyways, these kids don't have these paperwork. They've never worked in a lot of places where this stuff probably taken serious. They care about doing it fast. Okay. That's great, man. I'm watching a lot of stuff that's big no-no. It's amazing some of these places haven't been flagged for it yet. So they're worried about corporate coming in and not having food made the way corporate wants it done. But you're also touching your phones. You're putting your phones on surfaces they shouldn't be on food surfaces. Your phone contains bacteria from wherever you're putting it on at your house. Your phone is definitely not clean, but you're putting it on surfaces where the food is being prepped at. That is a big, stupid thing to do. Your pocket, it belongs in your pocket, not on tables, not on counters, nothing, but in your pocket. And when you're taking your phone out and you're having it in your hand with the glove that you're serving food with, that's stupid, okay? So don't tell me how to do my job as a grill cook when you can't even follow the proper food handling safety stuff, okay? With making sure you're changing your gloves, washing your hands, okay? But you want to bark orders at somebody who's got more years in food service than you do, okay? When you were in high school, I was doing food service, okay? You're probably still in high school, for that matter, okay? I'm just putting that out there. There's people that have been doing food service longer than me and know more shit than I do, okay? And those people, my hat's off to you on you do know more than I do, okay? But I'm just saying, like, I have managers, owners of the company who don't want to wear gloves, but then they want to tell me how they want the job done. A half a dozen ways. I'm not doing this right. You're not wearing gloves. You're not doing it right, okay? You need to wear gloves as the owner of the company. You need to wear gloves. I don't care if you're the owner or not. You need to wear gloves. You're handling people's food. You're going to get them sick. That's ridiculous. That's insanity that you're trying to tell me how to do the job, but you're not even leading by example, okay? I even do this stuff, as I said, probably in the earlier video, they do this stuff to test to see what they're going to do. They care more about me putting food on and not letting food be messed up. They take the time to tell me that it should be changing out my gloves. I'm testing these people, see how much they're going to say something about what I'm doing with my gloves, okay? They ain't saying nothing about that. And that's pretty impressive that I can sit there and do this, okay? And they're not saying nothing. And I'm not surprised. But they want to criticize how the food should be cooked, though. This was what blows my mind the most. And it's actually crazy that they're worried about food loss rather than food safety being a top priority. Food safety should be priority. Food loss should be next, okay? So, let me tell you, but they do somewhat care about the gloves, but I've seen my boss handle food, touch food, lettuce with her bare hands. I've seen her touch certain things with her bare hands, cheese and stuff like that, even though they cook. No, you don't do that stuff at all. So this is something, unfortunately, that I have to see, and hopefully it's not like this across the board. Some places it's like this. This is how your food is being, unfortunately, prepared. I don't look at myself as a whistleblower, but it's an insight to how the food is being actually prepared, handled, and all that other stuff. Unfortunately, that's how it's done. In a lot of places. There are some managers that do care and are very strict. When I worked at Department of Corrections, every inmate needed to have a hairnet on, and they needed to have their apron on, and they needed to have gloves on. It was very important they had that because you can the inmates are not the cleanest at all, and they're touching stuff. They're going to the bathroom, touching themselves. We don't know if they're washing their hands like they're supposed to be doing. And they're touching food, touching this, touching that, and spreading diseases and other types of whatever you want to call it, bacteria and stuff to people's food, okay? So it's very important. Food handling is very important that you know what you're doing. I love doing this video, though. It just completely was like a rant on everything. But it's just like, whoo, gotta let it all out, man. It's like the craziness that I had to listen to from the know-it-alls on how this should be done. I get it, trust me, I get it. You're gonna say they were there to help me, but in reality is I have too many chiefs, not enough Indians worrying about their own job. They should be worrying about, you should be doing it this way. Okay, that's nice. I don't care. Okay, corporate's not here. I'm sorry, they're not here. When the boss is here, guess what? It's the boss's way, and not corporate's way. That's the way that you look at it. You know what I'm saying? So it's kind of like, guess what? Whoever's there is in charge. You wear the same shirt color I do, and you don't have no other rank than I do. So guess what? Your opinion doesn't matter, and whether you're trying to train me or not, it doesn't matter. I don't know that you're trying to lead me in the right direction. For that matter, I mean, you can still point to that dang chart, but you don't write my paycheck. Whoever writes my paycheck, you listen to. And fortunately, my boss writes my paycheck, comes out from them. If corporate comes in and I was working there, I do like corporate does. How you doing, corporate? Good, pretty good today. You know, you're just doing this way, you know, this makes what they do, you know. Follow what they want to be done. So anyways, you know, that pretty much wraps up this episode. And, you know, I love these long videos. They're for entertaining purposes and all that good stuff. And, you know, that's what I do. Teach y'all behind scenes what you could expect. Doesn't necessarily mean you'll go through this. Could be better, could be worse. You could end up with more Indians and less chiefs, but everybody's a know-it-all. Everybody's a know-it-all. The know-it-all. And I can tell you now that none of them kids probably have a food safety handler certificate. So, let alone an extra one. So, that's it for this episode. Like I said, I had to leave these videos, fortunately, private. They are now live, obviously. This is September 18, 2024. Working for Jersey Mike's as a grill cook. Payday, no less. And, you know, the videos were hidden until I separated from the company and went on to my next endeavor in maybe food service. So, thanks for watching. Y'all have any questions for me? Leave them down in the comments below. I'll see y'all somewhere down the line in another episode, or we'll see you in week 3.